This is the little cabin at Cabbin at wherever we were, Mountain Home, I think. Bed and breakfast last night. That's where I stayed. I stayed upstairs. It was really cool. Had a skylight. It was nice. And this is the main house. They've been fixing it up since 2012 or 2013, somewhere in there. And you can see some of the little cabins in the back still need a lot of work. They said, you know, they're doing it little by little and restoring it. So it's really cool. It's a really nice little place. I liked it. And this is in Front Royal, Virginia. So we're out again today, back on the trail. Soon, I hope. This is the solar shower at the Jim and Molly Denton shelter. It's quite a nice shelter. I'm impressed with the work that they've done here. They have a little eating pavilion over to in front of the shelter, and this is a side view of the shelter. When I get back up there, after I get water, just here at the spigot, I'll take a picture of the shelter. And this is the front of the Jim and Molly Denton shelter. They have a Adirondack little bench and a bench to sit on. Inside there's two platforms, one on each end for people to climb up like a bunk bed. This is the eating pavilion. And they have a shovel for the fire pit. Oh my goodness. And they have a horseshoe pit. They're really cool. First time I've seen stone steps on a bridge, or up to a bridge leading up to it, ever. That's pretty cool. Sorry, got off balance there. There's the bridge, and this is the pretty little creek it goes across. Nice. The most beautiful sign I've ever seen. Manassas Gap Shelter. Manassas Gap Shelter. Holy cow. Today has been hard. It's not that the terrain is bad, although these hills have just taken it all out of me today. It's the heat. 88 in the shade, no wind. The sun was just been beaten down all day. Got a late start out of the hostel. Wow, I'm tired. Didn't go as far as I intended today, so I was gonna throw the rest of the week off, but hopefully tomorrow, you know, we'll get up early and it'll be cooler and we can make up some time. I stayed near the Manassas Gap Shelter last night. This was on the opposite side of the trail, and this is where I hammocked between that tree and that tree. And you can tell it rained because there's a dry spot underneath where the hammock was on the canopy of that one tree. It stayed pretty dry. under there. The only problem was I didn't fully enclose the plastic bag that I put my bag in, and it tipped over when I went down to get water, and rain was coming sideways, so it went into the plastic bag and got my bag wet. But you know, I have redundancies. Everything was in dry bags, so the only thing that got really wet is where it says Manassas Gap Shelter, and look at that, there's a blaze, was the bag itself. So you know, that just adds weight. So I'm hoping today will be sunny and I can dry it out. But we're starting out of the trail today. We will start the roller coaster, so that's exciting, and be in Harpers Ferry soon. Woohoo! Just, you really can't tell how steep this is. And I'm getting ready to breathe heavy because it's steep. Okay. They really want you to know here which way to go. I love it. They actually tell you, there's no mistake. There's blazes that you can find right away. This is the Sky Meadows place, Parkland, I think. Some of the other places could really take lessons. And that, you know, that's just part of the challenge, is finding the trail. Well, here we are, entering the roller coaster. It's a series of ups and downs, steep up, steep down, steep up, steep down. So we'll see. So this leads to today's song. Didn't have one yesterday. Couldn't get one. It's short. Thank goodness, right? Climb, hiker, climb up on the roller coaster. That's it. Yay. Well, there it is. The sign. The 1,000 mile mark. Normally I'm elated. Today I'm exhausted. And we still have 2-point-something miles to go. But I still can't believe it. 1,000 miles. 1,000-mile thing. And here we go with two steps forward, and there's another 1,000-mile mark. So I don't know. I like them both. I don't know which is the for real, but they're both for real. 1,000 miles. Woohoo! Well, we didn't make it to the shelter last night. I don't know what time it was, but it was getting dark, so we just made camp here. We're by this little stream. I hung between that tree and that tree, and it worked really well. The only problem was, let me back up. Okay, there you can see the two trees, almost. Okay, I hung between those two trees, and the only problem was the bugs. Well, there was more than one problem. There were so many bugs, spiders, and some kind of little wormy things. Bugs. But it was right next to water, which was good. There was a helicopter that came in overhead and landed somewhere, or turned around, or did something. It was really quick. It came in, and Scrapper speculated that it was maybe a medical emergency. So I hope nobody was injured on the trail. It's a difficult spot going through this roller coaster. It really is. These hills are really steep and treacherous. You know, one wrong move and you can smack your head on a rock. You know, that's anywhere. One wrong move on a city street and smack your head on the sidewalk. But you really have to watch every step out here. And So I'm just hoping nobody got hurt. Or if they're hurt, it's easily fixed. Well, all this climbing, this is the reward. The view, the breeze, the coolness. And there's still 11 miles to go today, but it's so pretty. It's hard to see in here, but approximately right in there is the 2 arrows for the AT, and they're black. They're not the white blaze at all. And here's another. That's better. Normally we'll put white blazes on the signs. Maybe there's one way down there. Maybe it's better marked than I initially thought, but you really got to look for them. There are no blazes on the trees that I see, but this is the trail today. On this side of one of the little bumps on the roller coaster. And this is a tame one. Ah, there is a blaze right there on that tree. So I had to stop to get a drink of water, so I thought I'd take a picture. This view is much better. There's no divided highway making lots of noise and cutting into the vegetation. It's very pretty. This is where I camped last night. It's actually a campground. It's very nice down this very steep hill. It's where you went to get water. And it was good water. And now there's another very steep hill to get out of here. And that's okay, because that should be about only 1 or maybe 2 really steep things I have to climb today. Today, getting into Harpers Ferry and flipping up to Maine. So it may actually be possible to complete this trail this year. Even as slow as I am. Okay, I've been traveling for a bit without seeing a white blaze. That may be the remnants of one. But the GPS still shows me as being on trail. But you always feel more confident when you see a white blaze, because you know, it's easy to get turned around and it's easy to get on the wrong trail. I've done it a couple times, and so has everybody else almost that I've run into. There's been some overgrown spots here. You know, it's hard. The trail maintainers, I know they try, but everybody keeps saying, you know, the average age, or the youngest, is in their early 60s. So we need to get younger people involved in maintaining the trails. That would help considerably, I think. It's a hard job, and I appreciate the work that they do. They are able to do. It just seems like painting blazes would be an easy thing. Virginia, West Virginia, state line. Woohoo! Another state down. Goodbye, Virginia. This is the Town's Inn where I've been staying in Harpers Ferry. It's really a very cute place, and I have loved staying here. I had a little bunk bed. I got to sleep in the top bunk. That's really cute. I loved it. I'll be leaving today, but and then I at some things at this pottery and gifts place. The guy is looks really skilled and has some interesting pottery in there. So let's see what it's called. Magpie pottery. There it is. It's really cool. And today I am going up to complete the hike from where I got off to go to the ATC and post office, and then down to the bridge. Yep. This is the day after a 0 in Harpers Ferry, and I've come back to the place where I got off to go to the ATC and post office to complete this section, the Nobo section of Nobo portion of my hike. So I've come back and now I'm going to go down. I'll stop at Jefferson Rocks because they say that's a place with beautiful scenery, or the best views in this area. So I will take photos there and then complete this Nobo section. And here we have it. This is a quote from Thomas Jefferson, how he described that rock that he saw without the supports. He says, or not the rock, but the scenery. He says, on your right comes up the Shenandoah, having ranged along the foot of the mountain 100 miles to seek a vent. On your left approaches the Potomac, in quest of a passage also. In the moment of their junction, they rush together against the mountain, rend it asunder, and pass off to the sea. This scene is worth a voyage across the Atlantic. That's how he described it. And down here they talk about the Jefferson Rock. Here we go. All right. All right. I am now approaching the pedestrian bridge across the Potomac that runs along the railroad tracks. This is where I will end the Nobo section portion of my hike and flip up to Maine and then come back to Harpers Ferry to this very spot to end this hike. I think it's a very appropriate place, which I will explain when I end the hike. Yay. This is the place where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers converge, and I'm assuming that those remnants of pedestals must have held a bridge or something in the past. They're still there. Who knows why. But this is the place where I end my Nobo hike. It's so exciting. It's halfway. This is the symbolic halfway point, which makes it symbolic at Harpers Ferry. So everything I'm doing from now on is symbolic. Yeah, it's going to be a totally different experience. This is the general store at Pine Grove Furnace, the Pine Grove Furnace General Store, where the ice cream challenge will take place. This is Scrapper struggling to get the last few bites down. She's waiting for it to melt so she can suck it down and then puke.
That's not quite the happy face when we started.